So I had I work with three teams, and for the time being, because of the makeup of the year, because what the year looks like, the teams that are 11v11, so the older players, they split and make two teams. So that means that at the weekend you might end up having three games, or so it'll be three games for me because I have a younger team who play 7v7, and then I've got the older team who play 11v11. So the 11v11 team is split. The younger team, they play 7v7, so they're kept together. And both of those age groups this weekend lost heavy defeats. I would normally say, oh, you've got to look at yourself first as a coach. Yeah, to a point. So not always without reservation. I think that, so for me, like this weekend, obviously I use this as my way of maybe doing some reflection, working through things in my own mind, but publicising it. Sometimes it's just the players. Sometimes it's not the coach, because you set the environment, and it might be that your expectations are a little bit higher than the potential of the group, or the potential of the bulk of the group, the main players. And maybe some people are strugglers, some people are strivers, some people are strivers, some people are really strugglers. So this weekend for me, I'm like, in my mind, I'm trying to work through why have we lost. We've played three, lost three, heavy defeats. Well, actually, two heavy defeats. One was really a 1-0 deficit. You're trying to work through, trying to problem solve, because that's what we do. The game's based on mistakes, isn't it? So you're trying to problem solve. Why has that happened? And even though obviously these are young players, and the result is not everything, but the result is something. You gotta be honest and recognise that development isn't just losing games and saying it's development. Sometimes you need to make sure that your players know how to win, because that is also development. We don't want players to develop a loser's mentality. So for me, trying to sort of review in my mind the games this weekend, for me, I'm like, what's happened different this weekend? I wonder. We've had a week off. We've had a week off of training, and then we've played today. And if you're working with individuals who have a mentality where they need to be kept on a short leash, then a week off and then playing a game maybe is the worst thing you can do. If you've got players who operate mentally at a higher level, where all they're thinking about is this activity, all they're thinking about is this sport, all they do is really stay true to their young craft, how to improve, how to iron out irregularities in performance, how to become more consistent. You've got young players who are starting to vision themselves as players. But if you don't have those type of players, you'll have a week off, and then you'll come back and you'll see a lot of residue from having a week off. So I don't think you can afford to say to players, have a great weekend if you don't have a game, or have a great week if you don't have any training, you don't have any activities happening, because they start to mentally disassociate themselves from the common cause. We're a team, we're a club, we operate together for the one outcome, and that's for the betterment of the club. The outcome is we want to be better. We're not going to win every game, that's realistic, but you compete, and you need to understand that we're working towards being better. That's being better than what we were like last week, being better than yesterday. We're competing with ourselves, so we're trying to improve, and having a week off and mentally completely switching off, and then coming to a game expecting to compete and give a good account of yourself, I think it's too much to ask. And it's a shame, because it shouldn't be too much to ask. Yet, You might have players in your group who really that is the level of the player. As lovely as they might be as individuals, as actual competitors, young competitors, that just might be their level right now. So where I would normally look at myself and say, how did I contribute as a coach to today's preparation? I purposely backed off of the teams this week. So I always send something every second or every third day. I'll send something, even if it's just a clip of a game, just a highlight for 3 minutes. And then before the game, obviously the day before, you'd send some tactical information, and it's not brand new tactics. It's repetition of pictures that you've worked on already during the week. But I purposely didn't do that this week because I felt that it would be healthy for the players to have a mental break, but it wasn't. It wasn't healthy. Maybe the break was too long for them, and that resulted in extremely bad performances, let alone the scoreline. But the actual performances were without substance, and for me that's a huge problem. You've got to look at the type of players that you have. Are they the correct type of players for what the outcome is? Are these the correct type of players? Did we put them at a level too high? How are we looking to manage what they understand? Because you ask a player, do you get it? Yeah. No, they don't. And you discover when they're on the field. So it's one of those where you've got to really try to be fair on yourself as a coach, because it's not always, hey, it was me, 99.9% me. It's not always that. Often you've got to look at the environment and whether or not the environment has set the players up. So having a week off with no input, has that set the players up? Some of that was me, some of that is, well, the club is off for a week. And then you've got to look at the individuals. So are they buying in? Are they doing as much as you? Are they trying to keep up? Or are they being spoon-fed? So there might be some spoon-feeding going on. So I do think that the week off ordinarily would be a healthy thing. Yeah, it depends also on the mentality of the group that you already have. So for some people, maybe that's the opposite of what you should be doing.